Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to take a look at the showdown slate on DraftKings for Thursday Night Football. Got a game between the Ravens and the Bengals. This is my first time ever making a showdown video. I do play the showdown slates pretty regularly, especially for NFL. Kind of play them for MLB as well. This is my first time making a video. People have asked before for me to make showdown videos, so I figured why not? Might as well make a video. These showdown videos are going to be more or less about the picks, and we're going to kind of try and focus on like roster construction, how we want to construct our lineups for these showdown slates. Obviously, if you're playing these showdown slates, you're probably playing some of the big tournaments, trying to take down the top prizes, which is obviously what you should be doing. I don't think people really play cash games on these showdown slates. Maybe they do. I don't really know. But we're going to talk more about tournaments, sort of building a tournament lineup for showdown. So if you don't know what showdown is, or if you're new to it, pretty much it's just like single game DFS. You do have a captain spot though, where prices are inflated. So as you can see, in your captain spot, Andy Dalton's 16,200. In the flex spot, he's 10,800. If you were to play Dalton in your captain spot, he gets you 1.5x the amount of points he would get if you played him in your flex. So pretty much what you want to do, just construct your lineup and figure out who you think is going to be the high scoring player in your lineup, and you probably want to put them in the captain spot. There is a lot of strategy that goes into these showdown slates. You can usually figure out who's going to be like, who's people going to roster the most in their captain spot. I would say people usually like to roster quarterbacks the most because they figure to be the highest scorers. But sometimes you can find running backs that wind up being the highest scoring guys on the slate. So you could put like a Joe Mixon in your captain spot, Alex Collins, especially if you want to get different, which is something you do want to try and do on these showdown slates. You want to be a little contrarian. But we'll talk about some of my favorite plays on the showdown slate. This is a pretty gross game just when it comes to like fantasy points. Baltimore, Cincy, two pretty good defenses. Do have a low total in this game, just 43.5. Is what it opened at. It's now at 44. It's probably going to be a close game, a pretty low scoring game, I have a feeling. I actually really like the running backs from both sides of this game. Joe Mixon and Alex Collins are kind of my two favorite plays from this game, especially with their price tags. We'll go ahead and plug them in. These are two guys I'm going to have a lot of exposure to on the showdown slate. I'll probably make like 10 or 15 lineups and put them in that big tournament. And I would imagine I'd have these guys in at least like 60-70%. It's because I feel like running backs, just the running game in general, going to be a priority, going to be a focus point in this game. I don't really like the quarterbacks, especially with them being the most expensive on the slate. I think we can go a little contrarian, get away from the quarterbacks, focus on the running backs. Alex Collins, coming off a disappointing outing week 1, I think we can get right back on him for week 2. And Joe Mixon looked really good week 1. It's not the best matchup against the Ravens, but Joe Mixon's going to be involved in the passing game. He's going to get plenty of work. And he just has a lot of upside in general, especially getting a running back that's involved in the passing game on DraftKings. With it being full PPR scoring, that's always something you want to look for. Very valuable in PPR. But like Dalton Flacco, I think we can shy away from. I don't love this matchup for A.J. Green, but obviously since it's a single-game slate, we do have to consider A.J. Green. I don't think I'm trying to jam him in on this slate. I actually think we can kind of look to the defenses. I think this game, like I said, is going to be pretty low scoring. We could definitely see some turnovers in this game. I really like the Ravens defense here. 3,600. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Have a feeling I don't know if people really go heavy on defenses, but I think the Ravens defense can easily get us 12, 13, somewhere around that range when it comes to fantasy points. I don't think you're going to play the Ravens defense like in your captain spot. That'd be pretty stupid, but definitely can use the Ravens as a cheap filler in one of these spots, so that way you can maybe fit in an A.J. Green or fit in one of these expensive receivers. If you want to pay up for the quarterbacks, you could do that. I do like the defense here for the Ravens. I think they can get some pressure on Dalton, make him just turn the ball over. They can get some sacks on Dalton. So I like the Ravens defense. I like running backs from both sides. A.J. Green, if I have to pay up for somebody, he'd probably be the guy that I would go to. You could look to a guy like Michael Crabtree if you want to go there. John Brown caught a touchdown week 1. He could be an option at 6,600 if you want to play him. Like cheap options, like cheap value plays we could possibly consider. The kickers, I think, both sides of this game, I think it's going to be like I said, a low-scoring game. We might see a lot of punts and field goals. So Justin Tucker, Bullock, both guys are in play. Both kickers are in play for me. And something I love doing on these showdown slates is leaving salary on the table just to try and get a little bit more contrarian. So you could leave like $2,000 or $3,000 on the table for these showdown slates, especially if you're playing in those big tournaments. I like to just sort of picture how I feel like the game's going to go. how I think the game's going to script out. And for me, I just feel like this game's going to be low scoring. We're going to see the running back do a lot of carries here. We're going to see the defense force some turnovers. Like both defenses, like both running backs, like the kickers. I'm trying to think of a week 1 game that was like the exact opposite of this. Like, let's see, like the Saints and Buccaneers. Like that game was pretty much the complete opposite of this game. That game was all about the points, all about the offense. I think this game's going to be all about the defense, and pretty much no points are going to be scored. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my feel in this game. That's how I'm going to approach this showdown slate. So these are kind of my favorite picks from the showdown slate. Like I said, roster construction is a big thing I want to talk about. Just constructing your lineup, try and get a little different. If you're playing those big tournaments, definitely do something a little wacky that people might not be thinking about. Obviously, don't do something stupid like play a defense in your captain spot. I don't think that's ever going to really work out for you. But maybe if you feel like a lot of people are going to play Dalton or a lot of people are going to play Flacco in the captain spot, maybe you play a guy like A.J. Green, or maybe you play the running backs. I do like the running backs in your captain spot. Like Joe Mixon or Collins, one of them could easily put up the most fantasy points in this game. So you could do some tweaking with these picks, maybe move Mixon to captain, or move Alex Collins to captain. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, guys, that's sort of my approach for this showdown slate. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. It's probably going to be a pretty quick video, about 7 minutes long. Obviously, since it's just one game, there isn't a ton that we can talk about. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions. Any feedback you have about this video, be sure to let me know. If there's things I could do to improve, then feel free to leave those comments down below. I've got weekly NFL videos coming out for you guys. I did upload my Week 2 NFL Picks video on Tuesday, right before I uploaded this video. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen my Week 2 video, make sure you check that out. Would really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, good luck on this showdown slate. Hopefully one of you guys win a tournament. If it's not me, hopefully it's one of you guys. Peace.